Here's how to tie both versions of the slip knot, other called the slipped overhand knot. If used for knitting or creating a snare, then tie it using the first technique. Create a pretty large loop and then tie a simple overhand knot around the standing end. So the main idea behind it is that if you pull on the standing end, the loop will tighten itself and keep tight around the object. But if you want to create a quick release stopper knot, then use the second technique. Simply create a bight at the end of the rope and then with it tie a simple overhand knot. This will act as a stopper knot, so you can tie it after other knots to make them more secure. And if you want to untie it, simply pull on the end and the knot will come undone by itself very easily. Here's how to tie the square knot. Start by placing both rope ends next to one another and then wrapping the second one around the first one. Now again, place both of them next to one another and wrap the right one around the left one, like this. Finish, pull both ropes while holding the rope ends, then release them and pull again. Make sure to leave the ends rather long because this knot tends to slip if pulled with a lot of force. For very simple applications, this knot is secure enough to connect to shorter ropes. If you want something more secure, you could do 2 turns around each rope instead of 1. But once tightened and put under load, it becomes pretty much a big mess that's very hard to untie. A much better solution would be to tie a figure-8 bend knot instead, which we covered in another video. Here's how to tie the chain Sinnet knot. Take the end of the rope and create a loop, then tuck the rope in from the other side, then do it again, and again, and again, until you reach the desired length. When you've reached the end of the rope, simply take the end, pass it through the final loop to secure the chain Sinnet. This knot is really useful to use when you need to wash the rope or when you need to prepare it for storage because it pretty much guarantees that the rope won't be tangled up when you'll need it, and it also takes up way less space. For very long ropes, you can fold the rope in half or even one more time, and then proceed as usual with tying the knot. To untie it, simply take the end of the rope back through and then pull, and it unravels by itself. Here's how to tie the Clove Hitch, which is one of the most useful knots to know in everyday situations. To tie it, take the end of the rope and go around the post on the right side, then go around it once again, but this time on the left side, and finally tuck the end of the rope underneath this strand over here and tighten it. But also make sure to dress the knot neatly together so that there's no slack when you pull on it. It isn't the most secure hitch, but it's pretty strong and you can tie it very easily. But what's even better, you can untie it very easily when you don't need it anymore. If you want to make it more secure, you can tie another half hitch around it here in the front. Instead of a half hitch, a lot of people like to do another clove hitch on the top, but I found that the bottom clove hitch usually tends to seize up pretty badly if you do that.